Dear friends, many years ago, Harry Ironside, the great American Bible teacher, went into a restaurant to have a meal. Just as he was about to begin his meal, a man asked him if he could join him. Harry gladly invited him to have a seat. Harry then bowed his head in prayer. When he opened his eyes, the other man asked him, "Do you have a headache?" Harry replied, "No, I don't." The man continued, "Is there something wrong with your food?" Harry said, "No, I was just thanking God as I always do before I eat." Then the stranger said, "I never give thanks. I earn my money and I don't have to give thanks to anyone when I eat. I just start right in." Harry smiled and said, "You are just like my dog. That is what he does too." There are many people in our society who are just like that man or Harry's dog. Such people believe that they have earned every good that comes their way, and therefore they don't need to thank anyone, not even God. They forget that the blessings that come into their lives are God's blessings before they become our achievements. October being the month of pro-life, let us reflect on these following questions. What did any one of us do to merit being born alive and healthy while some babies were stillborn? What did we do to deserve loving parents while many others never had such privileges or happy homes? What did we do to be an intelligent and beautiful person with all the physical and mental faculties? Let's also think of the many teachers, mentors, and friends that we have had all through our life and continue to have them. Very often, we take our blessings for granted. Once the great American poet and writer Ralph Emerson said this: "If the stars came out only once a year, everyone would stay up all night to watch and appreciate them." We have seen the stars and the moon so often that we don't even bother to look at them anymore. And how easily we grow accustomed to our blessings. In today's gospel, Jesus heals 10 lepers at their request, and only one of them came back to acknowledge Jesus and give thanks. As you may know, leprosy was a dreaded disease, and there was no cure for it at that time. And lepers were isolated from their family, friends, and the community. The one who returned was a Samaritan. Generally, Samaritans were disliked or even hated by the Jewish people of Jesus' time. This person was doubly marginalized because he was a leper and he was also a foreigner. Perhaps the other 9 were under the false impression that healing was their right for being God's chosen people. So they hurried off to obtain the health certificates from their temple priests. Now, we might wonder what possible reasons could be there why these 9 lepers never returned to Jesus. One of them said, "We need to wait and see if the cure is for real, if it would last." Another said, "Besides, there is plenty of time to go and see Jesus later if we need to." The third one said, "There was no doubt in my mind that we would get well someday." Finally, another said, "Now that we are okay, fine, do we still need Jesus?" From this conversation, we can realize that ingratitude often stems from our selfishness and greed. Ingratitude is nothing but putting my needs before others' concerns. Like the 9 lepers, the people who disregard common sense and seek only to fulfill the law literally for selfish reasons end up getting it wrong. Dear friends, many Catholics these days do not attend Sunday Mass to worship in community, which is a sign that they are becoming more and more ungrateful in their attitude. The main reason why we come to Mass together as a community is not only to pray for our needs, but to thank God for all His blessings. The Greek term for Eucharist means thanksgiving. And so every Eucharist is like our return, like the Samaritan coming back to God of all, the giver of everything in thanksgiving. Therefore, today's Gospel invites us to ask ourselves 2 questions. Do we belong to the people who are grateful, like the Samaritan, or do we belong to those who are ungrateful, like the 9 lepers? Also, do we teach our children to be grateful for God's blessings in their life? Finally, I like to close with a line from great British poet George Herbert. He writes, "O God, you have given us so much. Give us one more thing, a grateful heart." Let me say that again. "O God, you have given us so much. Give us one more thing, a grateful heart."